Hello and welcome to Astral Path. This is a game that I made for a recent game jam, the 7-Day Roguelike Challenge 2023, over at itch.io. So I made this game in just over 5 days, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I'm not going to be doing a full playthrough. In fact, I don't think a full playthrough is even possible at this point. This build has some issues. Yeah, let's just look into it. So Astral Path is a roguelike deck builder. At the very start here, you can choose one of 4 classes, which just sort of finds your starting cards. So I'll go with red. And it randomly generates a grid here. You can run around and interact with various objects. This portal goes to a large fire realm. Let's not do that just yet. Let's pick up the free treasure first. So we got 2. Oh, I should have looked at that. I'm just kind of used to skipping through it because I've done a ton of testing. Alright, and I can't even get to those portals, it looks like, unless I go through this fight. So let's do this fight first. So when you're in combat, the way that this works is that we have a set of cards. Our deck is currently 8 cards. And each of the cards has an effect. You can play the card, and let's do Kindle here. We take a damage, we draw another card, just to see what our options are. Now, because I played Kindle, you'll see a red square appeared next to the circle icon. That means the next card I play has to be a fire card. So let's go with Burn. We'll do 2 damage, or 3 damage. And from here, I guess we're still stuck in red, so we're going to go to Burn, and that leads us to Bubble. And we're done, so we'll hit 0 to end our turn. The enemy does 3 damage, has 2 health remaining. 3 damage, did 2 damage to destroy our bubble shield, and we took 1 extra damage from there. So from here, let's use our heal. Damage will persist between battles. Let's just use a heal here. Thorns, so if he hits me, then he takes damage, but I'm mostly grabbing that because I want to transition to red so that I can use a burn. So that's kind of how the combat works. And yeah, that gives us access to this area. So combat has a catalyst system, I'm calling it, where each card leads to another color, and we can chain all the cards together and keep playing as long as we have the right match, but if we don't match, then we're stuck. So if I check my inventory here, you can see I have 8 cards currently. There's the card title and then the element that it leads to. So these, or is it 3 burns that I have are all very different. One leads to water, one leads to wood, one leads to fire. Items, I don't have, well, I've got portions of all these shards and fragments I've been finding. I have portions of 4 orbs. I can't use any of these yet. But I do have a spellbook page, so I'll just do that. This lets you kind of scroll through your cards and upgrade one of them, which will increase its effect by 1. So let's increase Kindle so that I draw 2 cards. Unfortunately, it's not actually shown in-game anywhere when a card has been upgraded. That is something that I very much wanted to implement, but ran out of time. So that's an example of what you can do in the inventory, and then let's just quickly show what happens when you go into a portal. So you have medium fire, stay here, or medium wood. We are a fire element, so presumably fire would be good for us. Wood is an adjacent element, though. Now let's just enter here. Gets us to a new world. Star there is a boss. The boss is going to be, we can go to a small world. Boss is going to be much harder. So when you grab wood, the treasure that you gain now, because this is a wood treasure chest, is going to be very much themed towards wood and the 2 adjacent elements of fire and electricity. I kind of went with a damage loop similar to exactly the same as what you'd see in Mega Man Battle Network. So fire beats wood, wood beats electricity, electricity beats water, water beats fire. And this gives me enough stuff that I should be able to quickly demonstrate my orbs now. So I have a fire orb, 4 fragments equals a hole. We'll use that. And I get to add a new card to my deck. So I can decide if I want a burn, fire to fire, or a kindle, fire to wood. I'll add a second kindle. And in fact, let's just use our spellbook and immediately upgrade that one. So I've upgraded both my kindles. And we'll look at wood. We can grab a wood to wood heal, which is pretty cool, or a wood to electricity thorns. We don't have any electricity cards, So that's not so great. We'll add a heal. If your deck gets too big, you can, a scroll bar comes up and you can look at them that way. And then electricity, as I said, we don't have any electricity cards, but here's what they would do. I'm not going to add either card though. So if you choose option 3, don't add either card, you just lose the item and you don't get anything. Let's stay here. So every time you go through a portal, the world gets more difficult. You can see here there's a bunch of treasure available if we do that. Let's stay here. But I'm just going to die to the boss. I'm assuming I'm not going to be able to beat this. Yeah. Boss is a lot stronger. So if I wanted to get stronger myself, I would have to get more items to upgrade my cards, or also winning fights gives you experience, which you can level up and gain more cards. It's kind of the systems that I've added to the game. The levels and the monsters are all randomly generated. I didn't know what its stats were going to be coming into this. And so we'll play out one more fight, and then I think that'll be it for my demonstration here. So, things to start with here. I have a bubble. Water leading to water. I don't have any other water cards, so I could end my turn with burn going into bubble. That seems pretty strong. I also have this Kindle, which will draw me 2 cards. So let's go burn into thorns into Kindle. And that way I'm going to have, because you're capped at 5 cards. So drawing 2 right now would be a waste. And this is, yeah, again, it should be updated. I am going to be making, I guess I can just talk about that right now. Because this was a week-long challenge, but I only found out about it when I had 5.5 days left to go. I think that tomorrow I am going to probably do one more solid day of development just to try to get everything done that I wish I had managed to get done. This is going to be one of my top priorities. I sort of have 2 main things that I'm really wanting to do. One is fix this. 2 is add an elemental damage system. So this is a wood-based enemy. All fire spells will do 1 extra damage to it. And I am fire element, so if I was fighting water-based element enemies, they would be doing 1 more damage to me. That's sort of the other thing that I want. I already had the element system scripted into everything. I just didn't update the damage numbers. So I anticipate that being really quick. But yeah, this isn't a game that I'm interested in spending a lot of time on. I kind of expect it to be, I deliberately scoped it small. So there's, yeah, not a whole lot more I want to add to it, but I do want to spend at least 1 more day and try to fix up a bunch of the stuff that I didn't do. So burn into thorns into Kindle is the plan here. So we're going to go, yeah, first card can be any element. I'm not restricted at the start of each turn. So burn. This gets me thorns. Thorns, as you'd expect, basically when this boss hits me, that's how much damage it takes. I'm now going to Kindle. And yeah, successfully drew 2 more cards because I had upgraded it. I'm still forced to do fire, so I guess I'm going to go burn. Going over to water and then bubble. So the first 2 damage against me will be mitigated, and then submerge. I guess this is the first time I've been able to play one of those. So we'll do that. And that basically drown is poison, so it has 2 poison on it. So when I hit end turn, I can hit 1. That's not doing anything because I don't have a match. So when I hit end turn, what's going to happen is it's going to attack me for 7. I will take 5, so I'll be down to 4. But then it will take 4 damage as well. All right. Kindle into wood. Okay, so yeah, it hit me, so thorns went down by 1, and then drown just gets lower over time. Well, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to play everything, and we'll just see what happens when I draw Kindle. If I don't draw cards that are wood, which I guess it would be thorns would be the only card I have that's wood to something else. Like, knowing your deck is really important. But yeah, we're going to submerge and burn. And that'll clear up some slots. I can then Kindle. I know I did get the thorns. In fact, I got lucky, so I get to play both of those as well. So we'll do our double heal, add more thorns, and then burn, and we killed it. Excellent. So found a spellbook scrap, gained 2 experience, so I'm very close to leveling up, and I collected a relic. That's another thing I wanted to implement. Because this was a wood enemy, I now have the wood relic, or a wood boss, so I now have a wood relic. So I was expecting, I was hoping to make it so when you have a relic, all cards of that type increase effectiveness by 1, and that should be pretty easy to implement as well. So that this will increase the power of all of my wood spells going forward. Yeah, and get 1 from each element to unlock the final realm. So there is, in fact, a victory condition. If you go into, let's continue. So I beat wood. So you can see I can go to another wood realm, but I'm not so super interested in doing that anymore. Because if I can get access to a realm of a different element, I might be able to get one of the other relics. And if I get all 4 of those, and then go through a portal, the next realm that's generated will open the Chaos Portal, which will allow you to go to the final realm, and if you beat the boss of the final realm, you win the game. So that's sort of the play loop. A couple other things that I implemented. This is a deck builder, so having the ability to remove cards from your deck is nice, and then the Philosopher's Stone will also change the element that it goes to. So there is a playable version of this on my itch.io page, which I'll put a link to in the description, and that is free to play. You don't have to pay anything. For a little game jam thing like this, I don't think I'd charge money for this anyway. And in fact, you don't have to download it. You can just play it right on the website. So yeah, if you're interested in trying this game out, you can do that. Although I will be updating this game, like I said, for 1 more day. Probably have a separate version of the upload because I need to keep the contest version up for the game jam, the one that I got done in the time limit. But I will have another version, hopefully up in a day or so, which will have the improved game. So I learned a whole lot doing this. So it was a great experience, and I'm really glad that I did it. And maybe I'll do another update once I have everything done, and I'll just talk about what I was able to get done and show off a few more things then. So I will see you then.